Yo, it's Manolo Rose, man, on the check-in on WutWeTalkinBout.com. God.
You never seen nothing like this, Splash Brothers with the aim. I wish a nigga would, boy. A nigga sleeping with you.
What's going on? It's Web from WutWeTalkinBout.com. Today we live in Brooklyn, New York. With one of the hottest up and coming out of Brooklyn, out of New York, period, Manolo Rose. What's going on, homie?
What's going on, my G?
Appreciate your time, man. I'm saying it was real easy getting in contact with you. We appreciate that, man. Looking out for the up and comers.
Yeah, you know, I just think that, you know, we gotta support each other, you know what I'm saying? You know, we support each other. Better than myself. If I come up, you come up, you know what I mean? I mean, we get up one day, you know, me. We just put it together.
So what's been going on with you since the last time the world heard from you? You know what I mean?
Man, you know, we dropped the Concrete Road, you know what I'm saying? That's
Tape was
really
fire,
well.
man.
You know what I mean? The video, Super Flexing, is doing really good. You know what I'm saying? We just got somebody called in for a surprise remix joint that's gonna be really crazy and that shit. Man, you know, just having fun, man. Shaking hands and kissing babies, man.
Right. When can they expect that remix?
Oh, man, I don't know. Soon, though.
Soon?
Real soon.
Okay. How you feel you being, like the reception from the people on the new tape? You feeling the love?
Yeah, I feel a lot of love from it. You know what I mean? It's very exciting to me and very humbling. You know what I mean? To just see that people appreciate something I put out. You know what I mean? Because like, this is my first tape ever. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like my baby. You know what I mean? So now to see my child actually start growing, people really like interacting and really digging it, it's like amazing to me.
Thing.
Yeah, definitely, man. Ain't nothing like it.
Right. The features on the tape was heavy.
Yeah.
God Bless the Dead, you got Chinks on there.
Yeah, definitely.
What was your relationship like?
Yeah, me and Chinks was pretty cool, man. We had like a mutual friend. You know what I'm saying? My cousin Antoine Bailey, you know, that was his close friend. So we kind of like just linked it up that way. And then, you know, me and him, we just started to hang out sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, my first couple nights in the strip club was with Chinks and shit like that. So that was our relationship. And then, you know, I even had some times where I would even go to his crib and record records. I still got a record that I'm gonna use. He's not even knowing it. He just like, you know, was done in his crib though. Right. Somebody that he know, you know, did the beat and all that kind of shit. So. Okay.
Seeing what happened there, do that change the way you move, or is that a case of wrong place, wrong time?
Nah, I mean, you know, the saddest thing with that is like, he didn't even really, not that I know of or any that I ever heard of, him even having any existing issues with people. You know what I mean? So right. It's kind of hard to pinpoint, you know, what went wrong there. You know what I mean? It's almost as if it's like when you can see, the thing is like when you're in a situation and you're in poverty, you know, people, it's kind of hard for them to see you leave, so they try to hold your ankles. You know what I mean? They don't want you to actually elevate and get out of there. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a damn if you do, damn if you don't type of thing. You know, if you leave, it's like motherfuckers like you fake. If you stay, they like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You're an idiot. You know, because something like this can happen to you. So it's kind of hard, man. I you know. It does make you move different, but in some instance it doesn't, because it's like, what did he do wrong? You know.
Exactly. Okay. You got Rowdy on the tape too.
Right.
Free to Nine.
Free to Nine, definitely.
Right.
Free to Nine.
What was your relationship like with them?
Yo, me and Rowdy was like, we didn't even really know each other. You know what I'm saying? I had. One time I was up there with them in the studio in Quads, and they was recording. I think that was the night they was doing the shit with Rich the Kid. Okay. And Bobby was recording actually. Right. And we just was in there, you know, just chilling. And then I had got with French, and went. And then right after I did the show with French, and I think that's Urban Plaza. I think that is, or one of them shits, one of them joints. I think that was Best Buy.
Okay.
We was at Best Buy. And if you know what Best Buy. Quads is like right around the corner. Right. So I went right there, and I ended up giving him the record. So the record was actually going to be his record, and he was going to move with it for his album. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But all that shit just happened. You know, they got locked up. So I was like, fuck it, we can't just let the record go to waste. You know what I mean? So yeah. So and the funny thing is, you asking me that now. Somebody just called me like, yo, he just reached out. He like, yo, come check him. So I'm gonna probably, you know, go up and see him.
That's love.
You know what I mean?
So what you think about the state of Brooklyn as far as hip hop goes?
I mean, I think not. Well, Brooklyn per se, you know what I'm saying? Because you got 2 Millie, you got myself, you know, to do the Millie Rockin' joint and all that. You know, as far as like shit, if they was home, it would have been even crazier. You know what I'm saying? You even got to do Ronnie Gars, you know what I'm saying? Who had the World War IX joint, you know what I'm saying? I just think that Brooklyn in itself, you know what I mean, is like really flourishing right now. You got fucking Money and Violence, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. Check them out on YouTube.
Right. You got somebody else got another show, I think called Blood in the Streets, some dudes from the sides of Brooklyn.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
So
so Brooklyn is kind of like, you know what I'm saying, flourishing right now.
It seemed like you really don't get caught up on the New York sound, bring New York back, because your tape, it don't sound, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
What kept you away from it?
Well, if you really listen to the tape, you know what I'm saying, pay attention to it, I would say this. Like, it's taking you through 3 different genres, like in a coast, different coasts, you know what I mean? Because if you listen to the beginning, it's more like a Midwest, Southern type of vibe, you know what I'm saying? You swing it through that way. And then when you get to the areas of like Eldo Caddy and records with Problem, like Don't Trip, it's West Coast. And then after that, after records like Styling on You to the End, it's all East Coast. So my thing is not even to bring. I'm not going to be the one concerning myself with saying, yo, let's bring New York back. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you really just be honest, man, I just want to make good music, you know what I'm saying, and do it like that. That's what's going to bring New York back. Me running around saying it ain't going to do a goddamn thing. And half the time when you hear people saying that shit, half of them, what are they doing?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Music is good music.
Right.
Okay. So, for somebody, you always hear crazy stuff about the music business.
Right.
Snake slimes. You've obviously had a situation.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give? And for something happened on the Breakfast Club this week, we all seen it.
Right.
What do? You ignore that? You let it fire? You keep making your moves, or do you respond to it?
Well, you know what I'm saying. In the instance of your first question, what I would say to a person, you know, coming into this, it's just to know that these people are really not your friends. You know what I'm saying? They're not your friends. You know what I mean? Everybody's these are it's like when you go to when you get hired to a new job. You know what I'm saying? These people are all your coworkers and colleagues. You know what I'm saying? It just, the only difference is when an average job is in this is that your colleagues is the world now, because now anybody could get hot at any point in time, and then you could jump on the joint with them. And as far as like with him, like with that, it's nothing to worry about. Like he's not no nigga that's gonna do nothing. A lot of the shit that he's saying, that kid is a bozo, man. Like he talk a lot, do a lot of talking. He's a sucker. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know, cause shit, he told a story how he sold me some coke, right?
Yeah.
This the same nigga said he had bricks. So when you
Backpack.
how you got bricks in your book bag, but then later on you got dubs and 50s? How you go from the nigga selling dimes? I use the nigga with weight to the nigga selling dimes. That don't even add up. Nigga, man, nobody ain't nothing to worry about that cat.
No mind, right?
Nah, because you know when we see each other, we see each other.
Okay. Now, on your Instagram, you're not, you know what I'm saying, you seem like you conscious.
Right.
A conscious person.
Right.
There's an incident took place in South Carolina last night. What's your take on that?
You know the crazy thing is, right? I was like, yo, and you know, I always, you know, I ask this question, and you know what I'm saying, this is for a lot of like my religious friends and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people may take this wrong, but I just asked the question of where was God in this instance? You know what I'm saying? And it's so fucked up that like the damn church ain't safe no more. Dude can't pray. He gotta have his gun to pray now. And the funny thing is, I feel like if a dude was in there with a gun and defended himself, somebody would have asked, why was he in church with a gun? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy thing about it. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, yo, you know what I mean? It's very hurtful and very, you know what I'm saying, it fucks me up because it's like, you know, I'm not the one to question the Lord or whatever, but I would love to hear somebody speak on that aspect. Why? And give me a legitimate answer that can't be debunked. You know what I'm saying? And for the people that happened to, I feel really bad for their family, you know what I'm saying? But you got to really look at it like this. This is not the first time.
No.
You know what I'm saying? This is not the first time. You had the same instance when they blew up the church and killed the 4 little girls. Birmingham.
60,
right? You had that, and you know what I'm saying. This is not new. This is an old act, just reemerging again. So you gotta ask yourself, like, learn that we have to stand together in order to really make a difference. You know what I'm saying? And put ideologies to the side, and put religious dogma to the side, and realize that we all have a common enemy out here. And that's just straight up.
So that's what you think it takes. We gotta unite, organize, things like that. And
right.
Like with the police, how do we? People always say, how do you stop they got guns, they got the law on their side. How do we stop it?
And that's the thing. The thing is that like you can't stop. You wouldn't be able to stop it if you disorganized yourself. You understand what I'm saying? It's like the police, because like I'll give you a prime example, right? When people say like when the whole situation was occurring in Baltimore, and they were like burning and have you even seen some of the news when they were trying to put out some of the fires? Dudes were stabbing the hoses, putting holes in the fire hose, right? You know what I mean? And you had a lot of people criticize them like, yo, why was they burning up their own community, right? But funny shit is, when you see them try to go outside of where their radius and where they live, they was met by a police line on every block that was leading into an area where there were where so-called they would be outside of their community, which people act like they would wanted to see them do, right? But why is that police line there? Because they're not gonna let you go there. You know why? Because these people are putting money into people's pockets, and so on and so on. So we have us as a community, like the store we in right now with my homie. He doing something and putting his business together, and Leisure Life. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean. We have to come here and support. And then that way it trickles down, and everybody start, the dollars start circulating amongst us in our community.
Right.
We the only people without a community. You know what I'm saying? We have neighborhoods, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't own the stores and our shit. You know what I'm saying? We just live on the block. Right. But then like an Arab or something, he own the fucking store. And
the Chinese.
You know what I mean? Chinese dude, he own the store. So it's like it's kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, we have to do that first. We have to put the religious dogma to the side, put the ideologies, differences to the side, and really come together with a real united front in its totality. And I wouldn't even say, I would first say, I wouldn't, well, I'm going to say this, that you should go look up a guy named Claude Anderson. And I feel as if he has a legit business model and plan that can be actually put in place. And it don't even take a lot of people. It just take
black men. Okay. All right. Switching gears. Tax Stone. Mm-hmm. What's your relationship? Because I always hear him sharing Twitter, his podcast. He shows you a lot of love.
Tax is my homie, man. Like, Tax is a crazy nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? I love Tax. You know what I mean? Tax is one of them dudes where it's like he just has to tell the truth all the time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you ask Tax anything, he gonna answer it. Because it's like if you ask him something, he just gonna answer shit. But my relationship with him was that, after I put Run Ricky Run out, he was the first one to kind of really started like tweeting the shit out and got the ball rolling for me. And then he came to me and he hollered at me and he was just like, yo, I love the record, I love what you're doing. So what was on, and I was just like, yo, so from there we started to sit down and really see what we can do. Because we were kind of both in the same position at that time, like a lot of people don't want to see him win. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't want to see me win. So, we kind of like bonded off of that. And then we kind of like got together and then started feeling like how we could attack the world from there.
Right. Okay. Run Ricky Run. How you like each joint with the different, how you do that? Like what was the concept?
Well, and it's funny because I had the concept maybe like a year and a half. If I was rapping for 2 years, maybe like a year and a half. Okay. And, it wasn't fully like that, but it was more like it was theatrical the same way, same gunshots and all that kind of stuff was in it. And then the funny shit is I just happened to have like put the first movie in, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm out to just do all movies from there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was like a real organic process. It wasn't even really thought out. Shit came together while I was in the studio after I made the hook in the beginning.
That's what's up. So what's next up? Album?
Yeah, like
tour?
Yeah, we you know, we gonna run around. We gonna probably bust it up, do a couple spot dates, a couple tours. We probably start on the West Coast, then hit from like West Coast to like Denver, and keep searching. You know, keep coming down. That's what we doing. We're gonna do that in July. But besides that, you know, I'm working on a full album that I want to do. It's called the Soundtrack to Poverty. That's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be like real theatrical, because I just want to make like to where the shows is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I plan on like putting on like full plays, like how opera would be, but using like shit from the records and shit. Yeah.
That's important. A good show is important.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, anything else you want to say to the camera before we get out of here?
Yeah, you know, I just want everybody to know, man, fuck with me, I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Check that Concrete Rose out, definitely on iTunes. Shout out to the homie Bobby Trans, you know, for hosting it for me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tax Stone for helping me out. You know what I'm saying? Free to 9. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Brooklyn, man. For real.
Signing out. WutWeTalkinBout.com.
It's all about the motherfucking money. It's all about the motherfucking money. It's all about the motherfucking money. It's all about the motherfucking